I'm Joanne Seelig Lamparter. When I started as a member of the staff, Imagination Stage was a very fun, lively environment, very dedicated to young people and very collaborative. I come from working in regional theater where education is often off to the side and its own thing, where artistic is very much its own thing, and there's not a lot of collaboration between. So coming to Imagination Stage where it was so collaborative, which I think is Janet's nature, made a world of difference. Everyone is invited to take part in hearing the reading of a new commission or seeing a dress rehearsal. So you're able to feel very close to the work, not only because you might sit upstairs from the students coming into a field trip performance, but you're able to see how a piece can develop from page to stage, whether you work in marketing or in database management, or if you're hands on the ground with programming. And I think that is a really special aspect of Imagination Stage and a tribute to Janet. When I started with Imagination Stage as a student, I came to a place that really accepted every student just as they are, and that was very special to me. You know, I think that collaborative nature and that openness in terms of the artistic work is still there, but I think Imagination Stage has more honed in on its youth development goals, more honed in on what as Janet would say, the needs of now are, in terms of really being responsive to what kids in our local community are going through, and seeing Imagination Stage as a community hub, as a place that can really partner and respond to what the needs of young people are and be responsive, whether it's through work on stage, programming in the classrooms, or partnerships in the schools. And I think it's really being open and that listening that Janet has brought to Imagination Stage that I've seen flourish more so now than when I started 10 years ago. One of my most favorite and special memories is we had a partnership with a group of deaf and hard of hearing young performers in Russia and had a long-term pen pal partnership with them through the year after meeting them at a festival, and it was students from our dance theater program and these students. And we, through Janet's encouraging, were fortunate enough to apply and receive a TCG grant that allowed the students to come here for a week and co-collaborate with our dance students on a amazing physical theater piece. And the performance day and seeing the students come together, the friendship that happened, the way they communicated, though there were language barriers, and just the impact on the audience watching the piece, the impact on the performers themselves and on staff is by far a highlight of my time at Imagination Stage. As someone directly supervised by Janet, I think she has a way of really kind of letting you dream and letting you vision and letting you make a program your own. She has a unique way of listening and kind of gently guiding without pre-prescribing. And I think as a leader of the organization, she does the same, whether it's responding to a board member's interest, a partner's interest, the community's interest, or the own people she mentors and supervises. I recently had the experience of taking a class with Janet. Janet was enrolled as a participant with her granddaughter Vera in a You and Me class, and I was enrolled in the class with my son Theo. And as fun as it's been to work alongside Janet, it was amazing to see her in her wonderful role as grandparent and the care she gives to Vera, the joy they have with each other, and just the amazing, relaxed, yet guided nature she takes with Vera, and the play and fun she brought into that class was really special. And I loved being a participant alongside her in the class. It was very special to get to do with her. My other favorite memory is the first play development that I was able to participate alongside Janet, where we were really working as partners, was when Miriam Gonzalez was commissioned to write Oyeme the Beautiful, and it was during the development week. And we were over ambitious with how many people we should invite and who we should invite to this development week of a piece that we knew was really important and knew was a need of now, if you will. And so we needed to be responsive and quick. But any rehearsal process can be challenging and fraught with challenges and stressful. But sitting next to Janet during the premiere performance, of which has changed greatly since we went back to rehearsal and the playwright went back to the script, but seeing it come together for the first time and that was really her vision, and getting to sit with her to see it come to life and to see students in the program who Miriam and Elena had both worked really closely with, and see the students react and provide feedback and just be such a close part of it gave me a real understanding of what the power of theater programming can do. And it was Janet who really guided that process and taught me. So that will always be also more of a favorite professional memory. When we had to shut down early in the pandemic and we didn't know that it was going to be more than 2 weeks, Janet really stepped up as a programmatic leader, taking risks and encouraging all of us to take risks. It was Janet's encouraging that got everyone to do new artistic programming online, the Spies video. As opposed to pausing our learning through theater program with MCPS, we created the filmed version of The Snow Queen, complete with a actor on Zoom visiting your classroom so the students wouldn't miss out on that program when they were learning from home on Zoom, which we all know was a challenging time. To be able to have that interaction was a highlight for the classrooms. Janet was incredibly supportive as our entire education team took summer camp and placed summer camp online and sold out online summer camp and actually made it a really fun experience. And she came up as a leader teaching her own online class. So alongside our education team being at their computers, teaching on Zoom for 8 hours a day and managing the programs, which teaching on Zoom isn't the most fun. Janet took a class and taught it incredibly beautifully and graciously online. And that's the kind of leader she is in a hard time. She will pitch right in and think of creative solutions. I think certainly the needs of now is Janet's legacy in terms of really seeing the art, as she would say, as slow food, and really being such an advocate for young people and how the arts specifically can make that difference is a huge legacy. And bringing that into the discussion, whether picking the season for our main stage, whether thinking about our programming as a whole, she always places the child at the center. So that is a huge part of her legacy. And then the other part of her legacy, I would say, is just her commitment to new work, her commitment to commissioning new artists, and the care she takes with different voices and new artists. And I've been able to see her do that, whether it's commissioning a piece for the main stage, commissioning a piece for Theater for Change, or commissioning a piece for the very young. She treats each one just as seriously as the next.